they're doing everything they can, so it's not like I'm being just not taken care of. At some point there's just only so much that they can do, and the gastric stimulator is not a cure. It's only to help manage symptoms. So, hello guys. It is like almost a quarter till 5 my time, Eastern time, and I didn't go to sleep until like almost 5 o'clock this morning. Well, as you can see from earlier vlogs that I have uploaded today, that I wasn't feeling good, and in fact, one of the vlogs I had already done on a previous day. I just went ahead and edited it and posted it, and you guys can love my unbrushed hair that is going wild, because with my curly hair it is just either very, very frizzy, and unless I wet it, I cannot tame it. But today I have been in bed on most of it, and what really sucks is that it is a very pretty day outside, and it's like 66, 67 degrees, and I went outside to check it out, and I was in my nightgown and a pair of pajamas, and then my light jacket, and I was still a little bit cold, but that's just the way I am. My stomach's still not feeling good, and there's times you just don't even know what to do about it. I mean, I can go to the doctor. There's nothing they're going to do. There's nothing they can do. I just had my stimulator raised, I think it's the 1st of March, March 3rd, I think it was. And, so, there's nothing else they can do at this point. Either the gastroparesis, well, we already know the gastroparesis was really bad. I mean, you think I hold my food after 4 hours of eating. I have 82, 83% of my food still in my stomach. And, so the stimulator, at 10.5 zaps your stomach every 3 seconds. And, there really isn't a specific time, or if I eat or if I don't eat, that I feel the zapping, or even if I see it while it's doing it, it just does it on its own, that it's really, really harsh on me. And when I said something about it, they said that was like just perfectly normal. And so, but when you have this in you and you still don't see that food coming out for 2 days. And on a normal person that doesn't have Crohn's and has not had any intestinal surgeries, that have a normal intestinal tract, you're probably not going to notice when your food comes out. But when you're like me and you have an ileostomy and your food generally on just a normal basis with Crohn's disease comes out fairly quickly because you basically have a short gut, you see everything that comes out. And what comes out, and this is not to be gross, but this is the truth of the matter. When you have an ileostomy, nothing is being absorbed because everything that's absorbed is in your large intestines. So whatever you eat, like if I was to eat hamburger before the gastroparesis was really, really bad, what I would eat, say I ate hamburger, when that came through my bag, it smelled like hamburger. I knew whenever I had spaghetti, if I drank a blue raspberry slushy, it comes out a neon green. So onions and fish are the worst. They have the worst odor when they come out. Hence, odor eater drops in your ostomy. But now I don't so much really have a smell. It's just whatever's coming out at the moment is coming out. Sometimes I can tell what it is, other times I can't. But if it's something that I have made and I have eaten it, especially like if I eat meats, which I can't really eat a lot of, like hamburger and steak and a lot of the red meats because my stomach just won't have it. And when I was looking that up, I had somebody say to me, my pharmacist said that maybe I should be checked out for Lyme, because when your body starts getting to where you're having problems eating meats and protein of that sort, then there's a chance that you could have Lyme. You could have transmitted at any time in your life and not ever know it. So, and it could just really be coming out at any time. So I have not even mentioned that to my PCP because I've never even really thought about it, because when I see her, I just don't. When I make an appointment to see her, outside of my every 6 months to see her, it's over something else. It's not overthinking about, oh, well, maybe I need her to check me for Lyme. It's always because, either like this last time my ribs were bruised and strained and I'm hurting somewhere, or I'm actually sick. So I don't even think about having her test me for Lyme, or even bring it up. And or if I call and ask for her to do a UA, all I gotta do is come in, pee, and go back out. So yeah, a lot of times I will see food come out after 2 days, and so the motility in my stomach is still extremely slow, even with the stimulator. And I mean, they're doing everything they can, so it's not like I'm being just not taken care of. At some point there's just only so much that they can do, and the gastric stimulator is not a cure. it's only to help manage symptoms. My worst symptom is a nausea and being full all the time and vomiting. And so really my symptoms are not really being that managed. But again, my first visit, I was given IV Phenergan and IV Zofran. And, I manage it throughout the day with the Zofran. And if it gets really bad, I'll go ahead and I'll take a Phenergan. But I don't like taking Phenergan during the day. I was admitted into the hospital in February. They had given me PO Phenergan. Well, I ended up getting up, going in the bathroom, puking, and dry heaving. So the nurse came in and she brought me IV Phenergan. And they kept on running IV Cipro. I don't know if I have an issue with Cipro. When I came upstairs, I was itching all over. I thought I had got lice downstairs, but I had turned into the Red Man, and I had to be given Benadryl, and that's when I got the Phenergan because I was nauseous, and then I started throwing up, and I was given IV. It took me a couple of days to get my gastroparesis under control because they were managing and doing all the tests and running for my port to make sure I didn't have any bacteria, which I didn't. And the diagnosis that they gave me was cellulitis of the chest, and all that is inflammation of cells. And so, anyway, that night I asked for IV fluids. My forearms looked horrible. I was going through probably an IV every 12 hours because I don't have vascular access. And every time they draw blood, they blow a vein. And so at one point, I was just like, we might be better off if you guys just put a central line in. Because, every IV starts to infiltrate, and we have to remove it. And so then I finally got my Phenergan straightened out with how much I get, what I'm also allowed to have, and how often I take it to manage my gastroparesis symptoms and all that. It was a little bit hard in the beginning because I don't think they're used to having someone come into the hospital that first of all does their own port care. People who do their own port care, you don't normally see out on the street. You don't see them coming into the office. You see them on YouTube. Those are the chronic illness people. And you don't hear of a lot of people doing their own port care. And the reason for that is because sometimes, unless it is signed off by a healthcare provider and the insurance agrees to it, then they can't do it. But I have a family member, well, it's actually my kids, but I'm still considered part of the family, even though I've been divorced for years, that she is also a nurse. she has MS, and she can't do her own port care. They won't let her. But she doesn't do things on a daily basis. And I watch people on here who are just now getting their ports. They're getting aggravated because, you know, they're not getting to where they want to be right now. And I understand that frustration, and I just did it on my own. I was just kind of like, well, you're not here. It has to be done. I'm going to do it. And in fact, one of the very first times that I ever did accessing to my port, I sat down in the living room. I got the coffee table cleaned off, and I had my Galaxy Note Pro out, and I accessed my port using my Galaxy Note Pro. Then I did it another time. I think I have done this three times, maybe four. I think 4 times I've accessed my port. And I've done it in the bathroom twice. I think I did it using my tripod and my camera. I've done it with my laptop, and I did it again in my living room using my laptop as my mirror. And so you guys definitely got a good way to see it. I mean, you guys see everything, how close I got, and my camera died, so I didn't upload that footage. But whenever I used my laptop as a mirror, that was as close and personal as you were gonna get. I personally, once I get the area clean and all that, I am done. Actually, from beginning to end, I'm actually done within like 3 minutes. My port skin over it, sometimes I'll hit sometimes I'll hit a place that's not numbed up to the fact that it gets hit all the time. This last time, I didn't even feel it go in. But I knew I hit it, and you're not always going to get blood return right off the bat. You have to give it a little bit of a flush, and then try pulling back to get blood return. Sometimes you have to give it a little bit of a harder flush, and then pull back, and you'll get blood return. It just depends. I've had to do that. Sometimes I've had to run heparin through and get blood return right away. And, but, anyway, yeah, so I got my IV Phenergan, my Zofran, and then finally when I was in the hospital, I asked for IV fluids, because I had to keep my normal routine at home kept at the hospital to maintain all my other issues and keep all my other symptoms down. And it's not like that they couldn't go back into my medical history and see that this is what my normal PCP does. This is what my GI does. This is what the GI Motility Clinic does. Because it's all there. And So it wasn't like I was trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. This is what all I do. This is what all I have. And so I got it all. And, you know, when you're dehydrated, nausea is worse. So you don't want to become dehydrated. But I was very fortunate that I was able to do the IV hydration, and because if not, I would have had to go to the hospital and probably would have been admitted because I was so sick. And that was part of the reason why I ended up with the IV hydration, was because I was always dehydrated, and when I would go into the doctor's office, I was being sent to the hospital, direct admit, because I was so dehydrated. And I still get that way, and when I do, I just go ahead and do another IV fluid. You know, I just do another hydration fluid. And so it's not that really that big of a deal. And but anyway, that's where I am today. Just not really feeling it. I'm feeling it a little bit better. I've been up a little bit longer now. And drinking, I usually get berry blast and strawberry banana, and sometimes I'll get the green machine, but I'm not that big on the green machine. When I go to Sam's, I'll get the 16 pack of like the 8-ounce bottles of the Naked smoothies, and I can do the green machine and the mango because I know I'm not gonna have to drink like a whole big thing of it. And but I like the berry blast, the strawberry banana. This is the blue machine, the berry machine, I think. So I'm still doing a lot of smoothies, and I know that it's not got everything in it that I need, but it is still nutrients, and my stomach has not started telling me that I can't have it yet. So as long as my stomach is accepting it, then I will just continue to do it. And you know, it's nice, it's sweet, it doesn't make me want to go eat anything that's junk food. And